Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The president of today's ceremony, Mr. Fayyaz Ahmed, Mr. Umer Gul, and Dr. Jamil Anwar. Thank you very much for gracing this ceremony with all the thought-provoking reflections, and the same we are expecting from Fayyaz bhai when he'll come here and share his views regarding students' quality circles. I also express my gratitude to all the participants, my friends, colleagues, and dear children for joining us in this cold afternoon of month of Ma. This is our Desi month, and these 2 months, Po and Ma, are considered the coldest months of the year. So we are at the last leg of Ma, but still it's a very cold month. Thank you very much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, it was so generous of Mr. Mehreen, Miss Mehreen, who informed me about my all memberships and patronages that I am enjoying. I don't know what will be your take on this, because approximately 99% of you know me since my childhood. So all these things are secondary. The most important thing is that I'm a teacher, and whatever my reflections are there in this book in the form of writing, they are the reflections of a teacher. And from the perspective of a teacher, I have contributed, because Dr. Kamran Moosa, you know him, he's the head of PIQC, and his main orientation was towards industry production. And whereas I am pro people, I belong to these children, these people, and they belong to me. So when we were deciding about the format of this book, it was an issue that from which point of view we should enter into it. Because quality, you know, that it is a neutral term. It can be a good quality, it can be a bad quality. But when we talk about quality people, that is different than quality products of an industry. You put in very good flour, you put in very good essence, sweetener, and then you get a very tasty cookie. But same is not true for people. You put in all your best efforts, at the end of the tunnel, you get a very rough, rude, and crude person, because there are some factors which are X factors, not known, and how they impact the growth of a society, growth of people, growth of institution, that is not fully known. Plethora of research is there, books and magazines and whatnot, it is there, but still we are struggling to understand that what are the factors which create a wholesome personality. Ladies and gentlemen, generally it is considered to be the mandate of any curriculum to give a positive outlook, breed to a nation, which is not only professionally competent, but holds all the values which have been passed on to the next generation by their predecessors. This is the main job of a curriculum. But it is very unfortunate that we have been playing with all these things in a very naive way. We never paid attention to all these things, that we thought that this curriculum is to make these children learn a few things and go through some examinations and get a piece of paper, degree, certificate or diploma, and that's it. And we never realized that what they will do with this paper at the end of their stay in university or school, when they'll come out with this piece of paper, what they will do with this. Because we never invested strategically to make our children the pride of our nation. Pride of our nation is not the one who boasts about himself and takes very big name, Riyasat-e this and Riyasat-e that. But he knows that what are the requirements to become a vibrant nation. They know that how they can contribute to make this nation a great nation. Because you know that if we put ourselves in the silo of Pakistan and we stop thinking about other nations, that what they are doing, we might be doing something very excellent, but if you don't put your position, juxtaposition to other nations, you will never be able to realize that where you stand, what is your future, where you are heading to. And tomorrow, will you be able to stay alive in this world that is in front of you? And the same is happening with us. Our curricula, they must be very high sounding words, or their terms are there. But unfortunately, these curricula are not preparing our children for the challenges which are not visible right now. Things are totally changed now. The world was different in 2007. The world is different in 2022, because in 2007 we knew that what for we were preparing our children, but today we don't have any idea that when these children will get into the market, what kind of challenges they'll face and what kind of opportunities they'll have. We have no idea. Educationists, leaders, political leadership, or other scholars, everybody is struggling. And it was very fortunate that we came across with this idea of students' quality circles. We all know quality control circles since long, Toyota way, since long. We have been practicing in school management and different management modules. But when we saw the students' quality circles being implemented in Hong Kong by Mr. Lee, the same idea was picked up by India, and the same idea we picked from Mr. Lee at a later stage. You'll be surprised to know that in India, students' quality circles are more than 1 million students' quality circles are there. And in different schools, they are practicing it because they have found it that if there are some shortcomings in curricula, they can be made up by students' quality circles. Students' quality circles, if we put our children in this activity, first of all, you know that we are all people with values. We rate very high equality, women emancipation, justice, democracy. These are all values that we struggle to have for our society. And you are surprised when you see that when children are there in students' quality circles, there is a sense of justice in their activities. There isn't any hierarchical setup where one president is sitting and rest minnows are there and he is the fountain of knowledge and everybody is soaking in that water of that wisdom. It's not like that. The true spirit of democracy you can experience in students' quality circles without telling students that what is the importance of giving importance to the views of others. You inculcate this very innate value in them without telling them. Without telling them that, you know that this is general concept, माँ की बहुत इज्जत करनी चाहिए. Why? क्यों करनी चाहिए माँ की इज्जत? दूसरी ख़वातीन की इज्जत क्यों नहीं करनी चाहिए? अगर आप माँ को अलहदा करते हैं और दूसरी ख़वातीन को अलहदा करते हैं, सब ख़वातीन की इज्जत करनी चाहिए. और फिर उससे बढ़कर सिर्फ ख़वातीन की इज्जत क्यों करनी चाहिए? मर्दों की इज्जत क्यों नहीं करनी चाहिए? पूरी इंसानियत की खिदमत क्यों नहीं करनी चाहिए? पूरी इंसानियत की इज्जत क्यों नहीं करनी चाहिए? This kind of things that we feed to our children, we don't realize that what we are feeding. We say this person is a very great person because somehow we love hero worshipping. We need some heroes in our life. We cannot think about it that we are all equal. We five, we are sitting here. It doesn't mean that we are superior to anybody sitting at the back of this hall. No, we have different role, we have different responsibilities. For that we are here. So this concept is applied in students' quality circles, and it goes without saying. You never tell them that there isn't any superiority and inferiority. Everybody has equal chance to contribute to solve this problem. You give them a chance to reflect upon their own selves through this activity, which is in fact, which should be in fact the main job of your curriculum. Because curriculum is not just to focus on cognition, affective and psychomotor skills, domains, but your spirituality, your inner self, your each and everything that is related to human being should be dealt by our curricula in our books, in our schools and universities. That should be dealt. But unfortunately, we have gone straight. So now this is your choice, that you just start chanting slogans against the system, or you try to contribute something to salvage the existing system, to lesser the damage, to control that damage. So this students' quality circles, in fact, is a big damage control, because it gives this kind of mindset to our children that we are pro-solution. We are not pro-problem. We are not pro-heroes. We are pro-system. We want to uphold system because individuals, they uphold system, and then system upholds individuals. Students' Quality Circle, whatever is written in this book, you will, because we are going to, it's a good news that I want to share with you, that originally this book was published by Amazon UK, but now PIQC has obtained the rights of publishing this book in Pakistan. So hopefully within 2-3 months, you will have its Pakistani version here. Dr. Jamil Anwar has mentioned 7 points that we have to look for to bring in the second edition. I'll take his those suggestions, and I'll try to discuss it with Professor Dr. Kamran Moosa and incorporate all those 7 things. I think 4 points of those 7 were which were very valid, because he's a teacher, and that is why he wants objectives of learning right in front of every chapter and an exercise at the end of every chapter. But there are very workable suggestions that he has put forward, and we'll try to, inshallah, incorporate those in our second edition. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Students' Quality Circles. This is pro-humanity activity. It is something bigger than just a co-curricular activity. And I hope that when this book will go into different schools, they will realize the importance of this, that how it gives impetus to our values. Thank you so very much for you're very passionate people, telling you the truth. Thank you very much, and I'm very passionate about Students' Quality Circles, because with the help of Fayyaz Bhai, Umer, Tabarak Bhai, Mushtaq Bhai, and some other friends who are sitting there, we have been working on these lines since long, 15 years? How many years? 15 years. And you'll be surprised to know that all what we get from our community is that it might be a gimmick of marketing. They must be doing something to propagate their own schools and all these things. And they do not realize that what is in Students' Quality Circles. And if we deprive our children from this activity, what kind of injuries we are inflicting on them. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. And I again thank you for coming, and all the I want to mention the names of 2 people, Dr. Pedro, who took pains to go through the whole book and gave us very positive feedback, and Professor Dr. David Hutchins as well. He's a good friend, and what you expect from friends, they are always there when you need their help, and he gave us some insights which really made this book more important. And the same way I want to congratulate Professor Dr. Kamran Moosa, who picked up this idea, because he was here in 2019. And when he saw all this activity going on, he said that, do you have all this information and data available? And then I looked to Ms. Tabinda, and she said, yes, I have got this. Then we started working on this, and now the book is right in front of you, because this is the outcome of all, how many? 17 years of practical work in this field. And I also want to mention the name of Mujtaba, Ghulam Mujtaba, who provided very important input. Ms. Tabinda, I have already mentioned her name. And another name I won't mention here because I could contribute to this book, because she didn't stop me from doing so. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So nice of you.